Dear GLP-1 patients, and those of you who are considering taking these drugs, this video is for you. Recently, I posted a reaction video to a video by Dr. Cyrus entitled "The Carb Addiction Doc's New Side Hustle, GLP-1 Salesman." In that video, I referred to his presentation as a GLP-1 commercial. While I do not agree with his endorsement of these drugs, he has every right to treat his patients as he sees fit. And to be fair and give credit where credit is due, at least he is promoting a diet lifestyle along with the drugs, not just the drugs alone. To be clear, my criticism was targeted more at the modern medical establishment's pill for every ill approach to medicine, which is nothing new. I mean, medicine has been captured and to a large degree controlled by the pharmaceutical companies for years. My particular response to him pushing these drugs was really about two very specific issues. Number one, he referred to anyone who did a risk-reward assessment and decided that the risk was too great to take as gum flappers and conspiracy theorists. This is a classic straw man argument. It's meant to stigmatize anyone who seeks the truth. Instead of addressing the issues at hand and debating them, this is meant to shut everything down, shut down all conversation before it even starts. Number two, these recommendations were coming from someone who has claimed to solve obesity issues and other medical issues with carnivore and low-carb diets. He lives within this nutritional space. So to hear him push these drugs was really startling, at least for me. I want to be very clear. I'm not attacking the people using these drugs. Years ago, when I was 100 pounds overweight and miserable and sick, I would have jumped at this option. I know that level of desperation. I lived it. I'm speaking to you today, not just as a content creator, but also as a quality assurance and regulatory affairs director with decades of pharmaceutical experience. My background includes years of working for CDMOs, exclusively manufacturing clinical trial materials. So I can tell you, I have seen how the sausage is made, and believe me, it's often rotten and it's way worse than you ever suspected. I mean, think about it. If you're going to place a bet this big on your long-term health, shouldn't you know the house's win-loss record? Just saying. Today, we're going to actually look at the industry's record and the past golden tickets that were marketed with the same amount of confidence that the GLP-1s are right now. Right up until the house swept the table, that is. The modern obsession with medicating each and every symptom and yet curing absolutely nothing is a cancerous mindset. I'm a fiction author, and I can tell you that with every great story, it always draws from some central truths from real life. And right now, one of the most applicable and best quotes that comes to mind is from Rumpelstiltskin when he said,
"All magic comes with a price."
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter.
Like I said in the intro, I used to be over 100 pounds overweight, and I was miserable, sick, over-medicated, with not much of a life to speak of. And back in those days, I had no problems taking most of the pharmaceuticals that my doctor actually gave me. So as far as these GLP wonder drugs go, well, I sure would have tried it if I would have been offered it back in the day. I was that desperate. I know what that feels like. But the bottom line with any medication is that the patient needs to do their own research, and you need to carefully evaluate the risks and rewards that any such drug, whether you take it or choose not to take it, might have to offer. So again, the reaction video I did was not aimed at the patient who's considering this, but this video is directly addressing you guys who are either on the drug or thinking about taking it. Not to give you medical advice, but to give you some food for thought. See what I did there? Anyway, it's just to inform you of a few issues with the industry as a whole that us gum flappers and conspiracy theorists have a problem with.
You know what I mean? Is that it? Is that crazy enough for you? Want me to take a shit on the floor? Christ.
For anyone who's under the impression that we now understand everything and that all the screw-ups in the past are a long time ago when mankind was just less enlightened, take a minute and check your arrogance. Arrogance guarantees a hard fall is incoming. I mean, wasn't it Solomon who said it best when he said there's nothing new under the sun? That includes all the darkest parts of human nature, the greed that sells the magic, and the desperation that ignores the cost. Not to mention, none of the drug manufacturers know what will happen after taking a drug long term. They don't. Controlled randomized clinical trials provide information, sure, some more and some less, depending on the drug and the group under study. But to operate under the assumption that they are aware of all long-term effects is a serious mistake. Remember, there are many historical accounts of harm done much later down the road. I covered a few of these disasters in a previous video called Medical Reversals, where an overly arrogant medical industry screwed the pooch, so to speak. So let's take a look. For over 30 years, millions of pregnant women were prescribed a simple pill that promised a medical miracle: DES, or diethylstilbestrol. DES was a synthetic estrogen, and from 1940 to 1971, doctors worldwide were convinced that it was a necessary prophylactic. They sincerely believed that DES prevented miscarriages, reduced complications, and led to healthier babies. The evidence was weak, but the mechanistic bias held that hormones must be beneficial for a successful pregnancy. This drug was so common that it became a routine part of prenatal care, affecting an estimated 5 to 10 million pregnancies in the United States alone. The reversal came in 1971 with a discovery that terrified the medical world. Researchers identified a rare form of vaginal cancer, a clear cell adenocarcinoma, occurring in an unprecedented number of young women. The common link between these women was that their mothers had all taken DES during pregnancy. Not only had DES failed to prevent miscarriages, but the drug had acted as a powerful teratogen, a substance that disturbs the development of an embryo or a fetus with a latency period of 2 decades. These daughters, known as DES daughters, face not only a rare cancer, but also increased rates of infertility, abnormal pregnancies, and other serious reproductive tract anomalies. The legacy of DES is intergenerational harm. It has been called the silent thalidomide because, while less immediate than the thalidomide tragedy, the consequences have extended to the daughters of the women who took it, and the medical community continues to monitor potential effects in the grandchildren, the DES grandchildren, today. This reversal taught medicine a painful lesson about the long-term delayed consequences of systemic drugs on fetal development. I am a pharmaceutical industry refugee. I fled that arena and focused on medical devices instead because of the whole, my soul being damned to hell kind of thing. The salary was insane and it pinched a lot to actually walk away from all of that. But the price I would have to pay in the end, it was too high. I assessed my risk reward, So I have a unique perspective on all of this from being inside of that industry for so many years. I look at it this way. Most drugs are the pharmaceutical equivalent of get-rich-quick schemes that these days most people know to stay away from. But some people don't. I mean, the Kool-Aid consumption is still a thing. But there are many people who are waking up and dumping it out. The medical industrial complex never fixes anything anymore. They only manage the decline, taking advice from the Netflix subscription model. It did wonders for profits for them, after all. And keep in mind, many of our modern medications, like the depression meds, which were based on the serotonin theory of depression from the 70s, which had no evidence to back it up whatsoever, well, they're still on the market causing new problems without fixing the original issue. They don't even really work. The bottom line is this, specifically about obesity. If you are overweight, there is a reason for that. Something is wrong and has likely been that way for a while, and it is not that you have a GLP deficiency. The obesity discussion used to be clouded with common myths like calories in, calories out, or eat less and move more, or the genetic lottery blame game. But now it's becoming painfully obvious why obesity is so rampant. A lot of your problems come from the fact that you abuse food or that you're eating and are addicted to highly processed frankenfoods. These hyperpalatable foods are engineered in labs specifically to get you addicted and keep you eating. They hijack your normal satiety, destroy your health, and are full of harmful chemicals. The only real solution is to break the addiction. Find out why you're eating, for comfort, for entertainment, for boredom, so that you can stop the behavior and fix the root cause of the problem. In order to fix it, though, you must eliminate all these toxic processed foods. What we eat and our psychological approach to food is what impacts your weight and your health, positively or negatively, period. Changing what we put in our mouth and facing up to our addictions is the solution to obesity and the medical issues that are plaguing so many. It is the secret treasure map that you can use to navigate through and solve the root cause of your issues. One thing to carefully consider when weighing this option, even looking at it with the most positive of outcome, if you do take the GLP-1 drug and lose all the weight, you've still taken on all the risk of hijacking the body's natural function. And these are risks we can't even fully define because the clinical trials do not involve the use of time machines. So even if you come out physically unscathed after the initial weight loss is achieved, your original problems are still there waiting for you. If you don't fix the root cause now, you're just deferring the debt to a future that you can't predict. It's an insane adjustable rate mortgage with a massive balloon payment that's possibly there waiting for you at the end. This entire GLP-1 drug craze always makes me think of the most basic life lesson that I learned as a child. I can still hear my mom saying it. If it looks way too good to be true, it is. But that being said, you are the only one who can assess your own risk-reward scenario. As I mentioned previously, I cannot offer any specific medical advice, but I can say that whatever you do, consider your decision carefully. Think about the information we covered here today and your particular root causes. And never forget,
It comes with a price.
thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, if you could hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. And make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.